Yeah, welcome to my Legend of Zelda NES playthrough. We're gonna be playing the virtual console version of the original NES title. Sorry, for some reason when I recorded the audio and video, but for some reason they don't match up. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's the capture card's fault. Get what we call it a capture card. It's not really a card, it's a capture. And we could call it a plastic card. Capture plastic. Plastic that captures your stuff. Okay, I'm rambling. Okay, start off. Well, you kind of just want to give the first dungeon a giant middle finger. You're gonna wanna go to the right. We're gonna get pretty much everything right off the bat. Because I don't wanna finish a dungeon and just have to go back later to get some useless piece of junk. Okay, well not every piece is useless. Just dumb children. I find it. It's funny, but Cross.0 is funny. To everyone that hates Cross, that's your opinion. And who really cares? Now, if you're not good at getting bombs like me early on in the game, you're gonna need to save up 20 rupees. The blue Octorok, or Octorks, I prefer to call them Octorks. They drop bombs in sets of 4, and as you can see I already have 8 right off the bat, but this doesn't necessarily save you because later in the video I messed up a few times. I accidentally used my bombs too much, and that's not really good for me, so you're going to want to use your bombs as little as possible. Only use them for occasions when you need to use them, or use them to blast through walls to cut through the dungeons. Now, we're not going to go through every dungeon 100%. We're gonna finish every dungeon, trust me. But we're not going to get everything in the dungeon. We're gonna get the items, the weapons, the works. We're just gonna kind of ignore the dungeon map and the compass. If I'm in the same room as a dungeon map or a compass, I'll try and get the compass or dungeon map, but you don't necessarily need it. Now, to make money making easier, and to fit with Link's shopping nature, they hid these caves filled with moblins, and they all say the same thing: it's a secret to everybody. Which means, this is a secret to you, but now that you're watching it, it's no longer a secret. I question who the hell put all the caves here. Now, at the screen we were just at, there's a cave in there? No. Not every cave that you find you want to go into. Oh yeah, did I already state this? The moblins hand out rupees in quantities of 100, 30, and 10. There are only 3 that will offer you 100 rupees. There's a cave right on the screen, like right directly above where I was just now. A little to the up and a little to the right. I wasn't gonna bother with this, but since we're here, we might as well. I'm going up with on the stairs right now. Alright, just head back to the screen to our right. I wasn't gonna do this, but I think we should do this. Because it helps out quite a bit, and I don't want to make a second trip. So, go over here, go up. This old man will give you a prescription for red or blue Kool-Aid. Or potion. Call it what you want, I don't care. Oh, by the way, I'll be doing the rest of the videos. I'll be playing every single Zelda game, except for the CDI games and ports of Ocarina of Time, so I won't be doing Master Quest, because I do not own Master Quest, which makes me a sad camper. So, in fact, I would like to get Master Quest, but that thing's like $40 on me. Oh, and I just died. Well, it's not all bad. There is another Moblin hideout. Moblin, Goblin, I'm not sure. I think it is Moblin. There's a Moblin hideout right here. The guy gives you 30 rupees. And in case you haven't noticed, the video kinda lags and speeds up at random points in time. Alright, now head up. Gonna wanna buy the blue candle. And you know, later on in a dungeon we find the red candle. And I will be honest with you, I have no idea what the upgrade is. I think you can use the blue candle, well, it's red candle at that point. I think you can use it as many times as you want on one screen. So that means, because the blue candle can only be used once per screen, which really doesn't make sense, because if this was real life, how would you know when you got to the next screen? Well, when just be walking and then the candle lights up and it's like, yeah. And then he just walks back to the previous screen and then again, and then he's like, oh no. Okay. Well, by saying it can only be used once per screen, that's not exactly it. Once you move to a different screen, you can use it again. So that it doesn't necessarily mean you can use it only once that screen. After that, you're done. No more. So if you screw up here, you screw up forever. Which means the rest of the game is fucked. Why did I just say the F word? I don't want to say the F word. Why did I say that? Oh yeah. In case you haven't reached the 255 mark yet, I don't see why you shouldn't have if you've been following me. Well, there was that first 20 rupees. I guess you could have missed that. There's a Moblin hideout right here. Ooh, they're getting some lovely bombs. This guy offers 30. And I'm at the 255 rupee mark, so that means me touching those 30 rupees was pointless. There was Lost Woods for a moment. Lost Woods has been in pretty much almost every Zelda game. Well, almost every Zelda. Okay, maybe like half of them. In fact, I think I've only seen 2 Zelda games, so that doesn't even make the majority. So it's more like they're only in a fifth of the Zelda game. I'm not sure if they were in the Adventure of Link. I've played through every Zelda game, and it's kind of hard to remember where exactly everything is. I mean, the only Zelda game I've played once and then just put down was probably Adventure of Link. It's not to say I haven't fiddled around afterwards, but it's the only one I've beaten once. No, wait, I've only beaten Oracle of Ages once too, so... I've beaten like one, and I've gotten 50% through on the second playthrough, but... Oh well. But yeah, I'm gonna be doing all the playthroughs for every single Zelda game, from the NES Zelda to the Spirit Tracks. And once Skyward Sword comes out, I'll record that. That's most likely not going to be until later this year. I don't see why they wouldn't have released it February 21st, because that's supposed to be like the 25th anniversary. Maybe they'll shock us with like a 25th anniversary pack. Like Mario got. Then again, that's just kind of like that compilation disc that came out around the same time as the Wind Waker. can't remember what exactly that was for. I think you got it pre-ordering the game. What was that Master? Oh my god. Oh yeah, I'm not doing Master Quest. I already stated that. No Master Quest. Unless maybe I try emulator version. Or someone is kind enough to mail me a copy of Master Quest. I'll be honest with you, I don't think any of the Zelda games are necessarily bad. They just don't match the Zelda audience. Obviously, if I had to say what the worst Zelda game was, I guess I would have to go with the Adventure. I don't... Huh. I might do the CDI Zelda, but one of them's only really a retelling of the NES Zelda, the other is a Link to the Past. If I remember correctly, the other is a sequel to Link to the Past, but I am not sure if it's canon or not. I'm going to be playing the games in order, not chronologically, because like we don't really have a timeline. But if I were to guess, I would say the very first Zelda game would have to be, well, it would probably either be Skyward Sword or the Minish Cap. Because like they said, Ocarina of Time was the first game in the timeline, like, years ago. And now that it's like 10 years later, and we have so many games introduced in between, can't really say that it's the first anymore. But you can't say which comes before and which comes after. And honestly, I have to say, overall, best Zelda game. Not Ocarina of Time, Majora's Mask though. I love Majora's Mask. When we do the Majora's Mask playthrough, after I do the Ocarina of Time playthrough, obviously, I'm going to get every mouth. Every heart piece though, maybe. Maybe I'll make like a heart piece walkthrough part. I'll do the dungeon part. I'll do the, yeah, I think I'll just do the dungeons first. Then I'll do the mask quest. And after that, I'll do the heart piece quest. And then we can go and fight Majora. Honestly, I don't... It's really your preference on what your favorite Zelda game is. I know a lot of people out there think Twilight Princess is the best. And I've gotta say, I've honestly played Twilight Princess more than any other Zelda game. I've probably beaten it 45 times already. I know where every heart piece is in that game by heart. And honestly, it's not that hard to remember where each heart piece is. Oh my god, the audio is really screwed up on this. Not me, but the audio that was recorded for the game. It's really screwed up. So, as you hear me talk, you're going to be hearing the audio, and it's not in sync with the video whatsoever. Okay, there's this part. The only way to escape is by going left, honestly. So, you can try going down, but left is like the only way out. Alright, there's one more heart piece we are missing. It is right, it's really close to the first dungeon. While you're going through here, make sure you avoid these rocks. Sometimes I feel like the game is programmed for the rocks to fall towards you, and not just randomly about. It's like, you know, if Link goes left, the rocks immediately start falling left for some reason. Not sure why. No, the first dungeon's immediately far left, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people have guessed that already. Because, well, let's face it, it's really close to the end. I remember the first time I played this, I found that it was right off the bat, but I didn't have any of the upgrades at the time, so the first dungeon obviously gave me a challenge. Getting these power-ups to make it easier. The video went a little fast there. If you didn't catch what was happening, burn the 5th bush from the right. And because I have so many rupees left over, I can burn the top left push and get what we need. Now, you don't really need these for another 7 dungeons. Well, you don't really need the meat. Well, meat, I don't care what you call it. You can call it meat just to make a gay joke, or you can call it bait. Yeah, call it what you want. I'm actually doing this as the second part, because my family came home, and now they're gone, so I can finish this part up. My voice changes sometimes. This is my normal speaking voice, and this is my mellowed out speaking voice. Unless you want me to talk like this. Then again, I'm not too good at different voices. Earlier I said I could probably do this CDI Zelda game. Since one was a retelling with enhanced graphics, I didn't mean to say CDI, I meant to say the ES Zelda game. I don't know what I was thinking. Anywho, let's just go straight to the first dungeon. The audio is screwed up for people. Sometimes it gets back in sync. If you don't know a little trick here, you can enter the dungeon, immediately leave. You have to go back in for this fort. Don't know why I tried to build it off fort. Go back in, and voila! The first door is magically unlocked for you. And you got these guys, the 3 of them. Which reminds me of a very funny scene from The Legend of Zelda. If you haven't seen The Legend of Zelda, I would highly suggest you watch it. It parodies the very first Zelda game, which a guy is playing The Legend of Zelda. He masturbates to the fairy in the game. He asphyxiates himself and is magically transported into the game. And he was drunk during all of it, and so Neil becomes Link, and you have to save Princess Zelda. And it's pretty funny. I showed it to my family one time. My sister was she wasn't really a fan of it. She liked the musical episode though. I'll put it on that now. The musical is pretty funny. But yeah, you should just watch it. It's really hilarious. The prop work on it could use a little bit of work. The series is over, so if you're new to it, each episode's like 4 to 10 minutes long. I think the final episode was like especially long or something. But if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It's on Adam TV or something. I think it was AdamTV.com. I can't remember. I remember they showed it one time on Comedy Central. They're hilarious. Well, they're hilarious to Zelda fans. Oh yeah. Crap. I died pretty soon, just so you know, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. The reason I went with opening the first door so cheaply, there's my death. The reason I opened the door so cheaply the first time was because I like to save up on keys that way to take shortcuts in the game. I don't have to go looking for a key. Bombing walls really helps. The second dungeon is pretty much a breeze if you have enough bombs. Because you can just like go to the right and bomb your way up. And so it's really cheap, it's really easy. And it's probably the easiest dungeon in the game. If you have a problem with it, something's wrong. Let's just put it like that. Let's see. There are only 5 pieces actually in the overworld, so 5 pieces of art pieces. Actually, more like heart containers, because they immediately grant you the full heart. I don't think there were heart pieces in Phantom Hourglass or Spirit Tracks. This occurs to me, I've beaten both twice, but I still don't know this. I've only actually gotten all the heart pieces for like 4 Zelda games. Twilight Princess, Majora's Mask, of course this game, obviously, and then there's the Legend of Link. Technically though, I don't really think you could say that the Legend of Link had heart pieces. Well, it kind of did. But you didn't have hearts. So... God, I'm rambling. Why was this? Wayne's World is on me. I'll be honest, I don't like Wayne's World. I just can't find why so many people like it. Oh yeah, going this way. I already said though, right? The dungeons are shaped like animals. I'm not sure if I said that. There's only... well, some are based on mythological beasts, like a dragon. The last one, based on skull. And... oh, the third dungeon is based on Manchi symbol. Whatever you call it. Ah, crap. Oh, check it out, we got our first piece of backwards. Because I got everything in between, we're just gonna pretty much jump straight to the second dungeon. There's not much else to do right now, other than go to the second dungeon. You could try and kill the block, the Oxford, and see if he cocks up some bombs. If you don't have 7 bombs, well, I think you only really need like 6. They're like 3 bombable walls, and then there's the boss. And I'll be honest with you, I suck at fighting the Dodongo. That's what it's called, right? Dodongo? I get some of the Zelda names confused, and sometimes I can never say them. Like there's the Tekkai. As a kid, I used to call it Tekkai. I remember as a kid though, when my very first game was Ocarina of Time. The very first game I beat was Majora's Mask. I did not beat Ocarina of Time until like, even though I got it in 1999, I wasn't able to beat it until like 2004 or 5. The reason was, I would always get stuck on the Forest Temple. It wasn't because like I found it hard. It was because wall masters scared the daylights out of me. I was so scared the minute I see a wall master shadow growing on the Link, I would immediately turn off my console. One time though, I did have one of my friends from across the street come over. And this was when I was a kid. I lived in Mississippi, and he came over and I asked him, "Can you beat the Forest Temple for me?" And he did it. And once you know, I got stuck on the Water Temple. And so I found out what you were supposed to do in the Water Temple, and then it turned out I completely screwed up, so I was no longer able to progress. And so I had to restart the entire game. But it turns out I didn't screw up, because all I had to do was reduce the water level. But hey, I was a kid, and kids make dumb little mistakes. No matter how cute they may appear to some, I was scared. I had good reason for doing what I did. Okay, so... oh yeah, what are these called again? Glorias? You can't remember, I'll be honest with you. Gloria... yeah, I told you if there was a dungeon map I would get it, or I can't remember if I get the map in Final Dungeon. You're gonna want to kill these guys. They give you like the boomerang V2. It's essentially a faster boomerang. I think it goes a little farther than the standard boomerang. One, it's blue. On my very first playthrough though, somehow I completely missed the blue boomerang. I don't know how. Oh, for a second I thought I placed that bomb there. Is there a key? No, no key. Sometimes I will go into rooms thinking there's something and then find out there's nothing. Alright, Dodongo dislikes smoke. Bomb the wall. You should head up from here. Oh god, more warriors. They give you bombs, so you don't need to worry about bombs if that was your last bomb. Plus they drop bombs. So, no matter what, if one of them drops a bomb and you defeat them all, you're gonna end up with like 8 bombs, I guess. I completely ignored the bombs it gave me, and I'm pretty bad at this, but for some reason for this playthrough, the game's like, I'll let you be good for once. Here you go! And so, that was pretty much the easiest time I ever had fighting the Dodongo. I think I had more difficulty fighting them. No wait, I don't think I learned more gold pages and seasons game. Oh, huh. Oh well. We're just gonna go straight to the 3rd dungeon right now. There's not much to get. I can't remember what dungeon it's in, but for 100 rupees you can upgrade from, I think it is from 8 bombs to 12 or 16. I am not sure, I will be honest with you. I am pretty bad at remembering. If I take a look at my map though, and know where I'm supposed to go, all I have to do is look at the map once. Except for the final dungeon, I do pause quite a bit sometimes during the final dungeon so I can read my map if I know where I'm supposed to go. I pause at the beginning because what makes the final dungeon so hard is that, for one, it's got so many rooms, and to get around the place quickly, you have to take stairs, and some of the rooms don't connect, so stairs are your only way. For some reason, the audio for a dungeon is playing. That's how out of sync this video is. I need to head left quite a bit. Just kill these guys. Grab the rupees. Make sure your mom doesn't find your staff. I don't do drugs. But I'm pretty sure a lot of you watching this do. And you should not do drugs. I will tell you why. Okay, I will not tell you why. I had good reasons, but I have totally blanked. I usually do blank at random times. But that's only for like a split second. I don't blank out like I fall unconscious. My eyes cross for some reason, and then I can't think of anything for like the next few seconds. And sometimes I get lost in thought, and then I'll just stare directly forward for a few minutes, which was really awkward for me in school, because one time I did it, and this girl was like, "Why are you looking at me?" And I was like, "Oh, sorry, I was lost in thought." And I was like, sometimes when I think too much, I stare forward, and I completely forget what's in front of me, because I'm off of thinking something else. Oh my god, I have to go to the dentist next month. That's not cool. No, what are these called? Zold? Oh, I think so. Yeah, that thing, the little watch, if you ever see it, pick it up immediately. Unless it was like the last enemy. Oh crap, I hate dark nuts. Let's put it like this. The dark nuts are the reason I died so much in the game. I mean, during the first playthrough though, I didn't have that much of a problem. I almost got caught there. I almost, like, what I hate about the dark nuts so much is like, it's like the minute they hit you, or you hit them, they immediately start running towards you. And the minute they hit you, you're pretty much their bitch. They are going to hunt you down and kill you. I don't know why. I wish they had programmed them just a little different so they could be a little easier. But hey, I don't work for Nintendo. But one day I would like to work for Nintendo and make my own Zelda game. I'd like to meet Shigeru Miyamoto. Make like a prequel or sequel to Majora's Mask. Because like, the Fierce Deity and Majora's Mask, there's so much that we don't know about them. We need to know more. And sometimes I think Majora's Mask has a lot of hidden messages behind it, like the Stone Tower Temple. A lot of people, when they go to it, they see the finger pointing up with the flame on its finger. Immediately assume that they're disregarding the gods. The Nehru, Jin, Pharaoh, I'm not sure how you say them now. But sometimes I think people just read too much into things. I'm like, it was probably designed just to look like this. And then there's the stone blocks with the naked guys, and then it's like the tongue has the Triforce on it, and it's right under the guy's butt. I'm just kind of like, oh crap, I hit the crap. Yeah, on my first playthrough through this, oh my god, I'll tell you what. On my first playthrough, I only made it out with half a heart. Anywho, as I was saying, I think people read too much into stuff sometimes. Especially with the whole Stone Tower Temple. I'm just like, maybe it was just done like as a cameo. Maybe they put the tongue to cover up the guy's junk. And the Triforce was done as a, well, obviously it's a cameo, because you don't really see the Triforce anywhere in that game other than like Link's shield. And you have to remember it's a different world, kinda. One reason I prefer Majora's Mask though is that the story is darker. It's much like every character has a story to tell. Unlike Ocarina of Time or other Zelda games where there'll just be a non-playable character, NPC. He'll just be walking around, you can talk to him and he'll be like, I'm hungry, or the prices are getting really steep. Like, oh my god, the price of apples rose from 1 rupee to 5. I think what made it the best was that... crap, what was the thing? Okay, I think what made it the best was that every character wasn't useless. They either gave you a map, art piece, but they had the stories to tell. They were important in some way. That's why I think it's so interesting. Plus the story is darker compared to previous Zelda games, but I'm not gonna go into too much detail on that. Anywho, I've been rambling from like through all these dungeons, haven't I? People are probably like, why is he talking about this when he could be talking about this? I need to figure out how you defeat these guys. You know what? I think I'll end this part right now. Just sing the next part. Okay? Good. Bye. I'm gonna end it right when we get to the next door. Or you know what? Just kill these guys. There you go. Into the next room. See you next part.